remember me. Remember me.
Yo, welcome to the Coach and Mo podcast, sponsored by I Am Greater Than I Am GR, the number 8 TER, Dan.com. Go check out the site, go get some merch, go get inspired. Whatever you need there, just, go and enjoy yourself. I know I'm just podcast, video. People like to call it podcast, but introduce yourself. I want you to, I know Noriega and all those guys do it differently. They give a round of applause. Yeah, tell me who you are, what you are. Tell me whatever you want me to know.
Yeah, man. Corey Harris, 757, born and raised,
Virginia.
Born in Norfolk, raised in Chesapeake, graduated from Deep Creek High School, basketball, football, track. Went to school, football scholarship, North Carolina Central University. Now working in corporate America, working for the man, trying to figure out the plan. You already know the game.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, been blessed, man. Been blessed, honestly, man. So we out here in Charlotte, having a good time. Memorial Day weekend, man.
Man.
Happy to be here, man.
Memorial Day, man. The funny thing about Memorial Day, I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day until Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's a fact.
I was like, it's a Memorial Day weekend, and and we was off Friday, we off Monday and Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I would have normally went anywhere in the world besides wherever I was resting. But, I've been out of town for the past couple weekends, so, I'm here, man. I'm chilling, man. And it's a great Saturday, man. Tell them about our Saturday, man.
We got up early this morning and played 18 holes.
18 holes,
man. And had a couple pars and had a chance at some birdies.
I didn't have no pars. I was close, but
you had a chance.
Yeah, I had a chance.
Get on the green, it's a struggle. I go 2-putt, 3-putt, but it's that's the toughest game out there, man. And basketball, football, track, we all was athletes. Man. And golf is a different sport, man, because not only does it take the muscle memory and the athleticism to turn and twist and power through that ball, but each stroke is different, man.
That's what's so crazy about it, man. That's what's so crazy because we function in brute force.
Yeah.
And golf is almost a finesse game because it's not like the ball is so light.
Yeah.
And you can hit it hard as you want to. You can try to.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't going where you tell it to go or where you want it to go. Let's say that. But it's going where you tell it to go. And it's crazy how, you would think this ball, if you gave me a baseball bat, I can hit that ball however long. But with a golf club and the stance and the precision and the eye contact, and it's different.
Yeah, man. Golf is it's an elegant game, man.
It is.
It's literally, what they talk about back in the day, like sweet chin music. You really want to be in the literally in the pocket. You got to find your pocket, but everybody's pocket is different. Because just like basketball or any other sport, the shot you shoot is not going to be like the next man's shot. You can look at Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time.
Hands down.
All these kids.
We don't even have to debate that.
We don't have to. And the kids are growing up, I want to shoot like Steph. I want to shoot like Steph. And they're going to be literally dissecting Steph Curry's jump shot to a T to want to shoot like Steph. But in actuality, you're not Steph.
Yeah.
You are who you are.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, you got to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
Man. So,
and man, that's going to lead us right into everything we talked about prior to. We've talked about since we met, the first day we met, we talked about just basketball, the essence, the root, the sweet chin music, poetry, emotion, those kind of terms come to mind when you talk about basketball. And, your pops was a coach.
Yeah.
I knew your pops way before I knew you. And it's like I said, it's crazy how we came together. But let's dive here. Let's go here.
Mm-hmm.
The essence of basketball, which is how I was taught it, how I was brought up in it, is you go to the basketball court. You call next.
Yeah.
They tell you no. You think you have next until your next comes, and then some older guy comes and tell you that was not your next. Yeah. He had next, and can you run with him, is what you say? And he usually says, no, I got 5. 10 minutes later, his other person finally arrives, and you like, I thought you had 5 10 minutes ago. Whatever the case may be, fast forward, it's a game that you just kind of, you pick up on, you just do. You just do it. Like, I don't remember anybody saying, hey, go to the basketball court and work on your game.
Yeah.
Like, they said, like, I followed my big sister around, and I just ended up on the basketball court. And tell me your introduction to basketball, how you found the love for it, the first basketball you ever touched, whatever your earliest memory of.
That's crazy. So I can remember I probably was about 5 or 6 years old. Mm-hmm. And my pops, he's been coaching. Well, he was coaching for a long time until he retired, over 30 years or so. Yeah. Girls high school, boys JV and varsity at one point when he first got in the game.
Yeah.
And I was playing just rec league, like literally. And my parents put me in all types of sports, from soccer, basketball, mm-hmm. T-ball. It was way too slow for me. I was in the outfield picking flowers. I'm like, this is not enough for me. I need to be like this. I need to be like this. So, basketball was something that I took to, and was honestly my first love. My first love, just from the sound of like Kobe Bryant, just hearing that ball bounce, and when you hear it off that hardwood, and just when they hit that net and that pop, like just something about that pop, man. And
make you scrunch your face up.
Man. 6 years old, my first crossover, being able to do my first crossover. My dad.
You remember your first crossover?
I remember my first crossover.
Oh man, I wish.
It was literally just a in and out cross, in and out cross, in and out cross. That was my first crossover. That was the first one I did, and my dad taught me to crossover. And I remember watching my rec league games when I was 9 years old. My dad used to film my rec league games, and we used to come home. Mm-hmm. And watch those rec league games and dissect them, like literally watching them. So that was part.
That's the thing. We're gonna bookmark that. We're coming back to that, but go ahead.
Literally, watch the games, and all I wanted to see was my highlights.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to see as a 9-year-old. I just wanted to see the plays I made. But he would pause it. My pops would pause it and be like, "Poor defensive play."
That's crazy.
You should have got on that rebound right there. Where's the help?
And what age is this?
9.
I'm
9 years old. So. Although all I wanted to see was my buckets, me crossing somebody up, making somebody fall, me getting the N1.
That hasn't changed much.
And him saying, you should have been here, you should have been doing this, just changed my overall thought process about the game and overall IQ of just about basketball. And even though I didn't play college basketball, I saw college basketball when I was playing college football, and my IQ was higher than a lot of guys that was playing. Even watching the game now, even talking the game. I mean, you a D1 coach, and we can talk basketball just like
we do since the moment we met.
It's just the love for it, the IQ for it, and just the understanding of the game and the respect for the game.
Yeah,
man, it's not an easy game, man. That ball is so big and the bucket is so large, but just to get the ball in that bucket is not as easy as they think it is.
Not at all, man. That's crazy, man. Because I don't remember my first crossover. Like that's crazy to me, man. My basketball history is so blurred. To even, I don't remember college, and I say that in a crazy way because I remember like moments. Mm-hmm. I remember like a shot here and there. Yeah. Like my college career, it felt like it was 5 games long, and I played 100 games.
Scoring leader.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Salute. And I scored 1,600 points, and I remember about 10 of them.
Buckets.
I got some buckets, man. But that's so crazy, man. Like my first memory of basketball. I've never even thought about this. Now I think about it. I asked you a question. I never thought about it. My first memory of basketball was one of 2 things. I remember where I grew up at in Ocean View. Norfolk Ocean View. It was this big hill in Ocean View, and me and my mom and my pops, my sister and them used to ride down this hill. Like we would drive up the hill, and she would just drive us down the hill. It was like a roller coaster. Yeah. It looked crazy steep now, but right now it's not steep at all. But it seemed like it. And it was this court to the left of the hill, and it was a basketball court. And I remember guys playing out there, back when I was young, and I just remember that first thing. But then the thing number 2 was me just following my sister around. Like my sister was, all area, all conference, all everything in the area. I remember her having like the Jesus Shuttlesworth amount of box of letters
like that
at the house. She was nice. Like Tennessee. I remember seeing Tennessee, Florida State, Seton Hall. I remember just a box, like when boxes of letters were popular. Instead of them sending you a text. Mm-hmm. Well, I say them, us sending you a text.
Right.
Or some kind of digital deal. It was boxes of letters.
That's the classic, though. The kids don't remember the boxes of letters.
They don't know the boxes. The shoe boxes of letters.
Shoe boxes of letters?
Man, Different era,
That
man.
felt different, though.
It did.
That felt different. Just to look through that box of letters and see, like, I know when I was getting recruited, basketball was different, but football, oh my God, from Marshall to UVA to Temple to all the HBCUs in the area, it was like, oh man. Yeah. It felt good just to be wanted, though.
Yeah.
Just to be wanted.
Yeah. No, that thing in your hand, that letter when you come home and your mom or your coach, your high school coach, like, here you go, man, such and such sent you, here you go, open it up. That's different. You know what? I'm glad I'm bringing that back.
Yeah.
I'm about to start sending more letters. I know some colleges do. My nephew, he plays football at Marshall, and my other nephew played basketball at Columbia. I remember them with letters. Mm-hmm. I remember them going through the process, and me being, I guess, the OG, because I've been through the process. I went D1, I played pro, so I've been through the process, but I learned that process, like I say, from my older sister. And then we had a cousin that played in NFL, so the process kind of been passed down to my family, and, honestly, it's gotten better and better each time. And I just remember that letter, man. My first letter was Loyola, Maryland. Ooh. I remember my first Division I letter was Loyola, Maryland. It was one of the best days of my life. Coming home and your mom like, hey, you got a letter, and you open. You think they just sending you orientation letter, like, hey, come to our school, admissions, basketball. I'm like, that thing I used to dream about when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm. It's happening.
Yeah. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling.
That's crazy.
Literally, the first time I truly felt that feeling that you're talking about was, I would say, my junior year going into my senior year. Mm-hmm. We used to have the combine. It was a combine, the Southeastern District Combine in Chesapeake. It was at Oscar Smith High School at the time. Shout out Oscar Smith. Living legend school. Yeah, for sure. State championships. Nice.
National stage.
We had the combine at Oscar Smith, and I was just in development stage. I was an athlete playing football. Gotcha. I was a basketball player playing football. Playing football. And at the end of the day, I line up, cook somebody at the line, run up on the fade, ran an easily 4-4, touchdown. Yeah. Run the slant, catch, touchdown. And I remember I couldn't lift 185.
That was the bar. Like when we was in high school, 185 was the absolute. You saw 240 or 45s?
Just one look, the 45 and the 25. I could not lift 185.
Like if you couldn't lift that in high school, you were weak.
I couldn't lift it. So I maxed out my junior year at 155 the first time. And then when it got to the combine, I wanted to just do it once. So I got there, got pinned. It was like WWE 3 times. I got pinned, right? And but all I was saying was I had so much confidence in myself, and I knew what I was about. I'm like, wait till we get on the field. Yeah, wait till we get on the field.
Because that weight room strength and that field strength or court strength is different.
It's different. Yeah, I mean, you got animals in the weight room, you got animals on the field. You know how it is, man. You got weight room warriors. What they say, look like Tarzan, play like Jane.
Play like Jane. Yeah.
So got on the field, and I was just tearing them up, man. You talking about guys that later on end up playing at Chapel Hill, later on end up playing at University of Maryland. Yeah, and right after the combine, the Temple coach ran up to me. Corey. I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've experienced this.
Yeah, it's different.
He ran up to me. Corey. He introduced himself, talked, exchanged conversation, exchanged information, and they ended up offering me a full scholarship, but they wanted me to go to Fort Union. That was the only thing.
I had that same similar situation.
But it felt good, just the overall response and knowing that everything that I've worked up to from the first time I dribbled a basketball, that in and out crossover, and dedicating my time and energy into the game from basketball, football, and track was truly paying off, man.
That's crazy, man. And when you say that, so that leads me to the next journey, man. What do you, work ethic wise, what do you remember the journey? But what did you say in your head? And because I talk to my players about this now. What's the voice in your head that makes you go an extra 5 minutes, or makes you leave the gym, or makes you say I'm not good enough, or makes you say I am good enough? What voice did you have in your head to kind of guide you, push you, or you think that failed you?
Yeah, I would say the voice in my head when I was in school was, I'm coming in this year, and it's a whole new class coming in next year. Mm-hmm. Literally, they're trying to bring in somebody else the following year to replace you. So bring your best to the table and make the next person that come in, like, yeah, you can come in, but you're supporting cast. Like, you're supporting cast. Yeah. Like, I need you, you're here to help me. you're not here to take my job.
Yeah.
And that's what was in the back of my head. So when I came into college as a freshman, I was starting as a freshman until I had lingering injuries and things like that when I played college ball. But I was always in the lineup from 2 receiver, 3 receiver, 4 receiver lineups. I was always on the field.
Yeah.
So that was all the way up to my last year in college. And that was just a mindset, man. At the end of the day, like, I'm here as a leader. And I'm going to show you the way, but also my way is not the right way or 100% the 100% right way. Because at the end of the day, how I do things is not how everything should be done.
Yeah.
We're completely different animals at the end of the day, man. So it was just the grind, man.
Yeah.
Really the grind at the end.
So what was it though? What made you push? What pushed you? What made you push yourself?
The push was at the end of the day, like that fire up underneath you, knowing somebody coming for your job, knowing at the end of the day, what's on your plate may not be on your plate tomorrow, because what's on your plate today, somebody else wants that.
Oh, for sure.
And that's in life. Not
a
just
bunch of somebody else.
Just in sports, but that's in life. Because you can be in corporate America, and the job that you got today, somebody wants your job.
Yes, sir.
Somebody wants your job, and somebody sees you and they say, hey, how do I become that person? Or how do I get there? And the fact that somebody's thinking like that is a matter of somebody's working against.
You shouldn't be afraid. Right. not afraid, scared, but I think that's one of the bigger things for me. Just being even in my environment and as a college coach, or even I've been in corporate America. I sold insurance, I sold DirecTV, I sold Verizon door to door. Like I've been in the trenches,
right?
And to see somebody not want to be their best at something was always weird to me. Like, why would I do it if I don't want to be the best? And I might not be the best today. Like, I'm not the best college basketball coach right now. I'm not the best, podcaster. I'm not the best, the best according to whoever, wherever they are. But I aspire to be. Like, when I go do it, that's the goal. Yeah. I never went to a basketball game and said, hey, whatever happens, happens. Like, I'm like, yo, let's win. Like, I'm trying to win the game. I don't know any other way. So just like you're saying, that next group coming behind you. I remember my freshman year of college. It was we transitioned from Division II to Division I.
Same.
Yeah, and we around the same time actually. And we were trying to we were transitioning over, and so we played games or whatever. We went from Division II to Division I, and first group, we the first class of Division I players at the school, men and women. So we come in, all right, whatever. The school is kind of the guys from Division II era, kind of they graduating, it was some good leaders, man. Some dudes that I still talk to today. They're super cool dudes. They're graduating out, and then our whole class is freshmen. Then we got maybe a sophomore and everything. So our first class, we come in and we playing. We just trying to hoop. That dumb. I don't know what you want to call it. Like, you don't know what you don't know, so you just out there playing.
Right.
That's what we were. So sophomore year, they bring in like 6 dudes, like for real dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember it. It was like they brought in the kid Dana Smith, which is still my homie. They brought in probably like 4 or 5 more dudes that were bigger, faster, stronger than me. I know for a fact. I'm looking at these dudes like, he's longer than me. He's more athletic. He's bigger, faster, stronger. And I'm like, that's wild, yo. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I balled out last year. I started, played 30-something minutes. I'm like, cool. Average like 10 points a game. I'm like, yeah. They brought in a whole new group. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, let's get it. Like, and I'm, I know people always say where I'm from, but we're from 757.
Right.
Like, I ain't never been intimidated by nobody on no basketball court. Like, you know who we are? It's really something in the water. I could go down the list, but everybody know who the list is. The AI, Joe Smith, Vic. Like, the list is the list. I'm really from that cloth. We really grew up in an area where sports was that competitive on the day to day, to whereas it was like live or die. That's how important sports were. So this next group come in, man, and I'll never forget this, man. I would never disclose this guy's name, man. I beat this dude about 10 times in a row one-on-one.
Oh, Lord.
Like, really. Like,
that.
10 times in a row. At least. And he my dude to this day, and I'll never even hint towards who it is because that's not whatever it is. But I felt I had to do that. I felt that like I was what this dude is bigger than me. He's faster and he's stronger. Mm-hmm. Ain't no way I can let that happen, man. I don't work too hard to get here. Like you say, from first letter to signing, and nah, man. But
what was your motivation that kept that in your head to not let that next man up, try to take your next role or whatever, or take what you don't work.
Don't flip my question on me, man. Yeah. I just love basketball, bro. Yeah. Like I really, really like to right now. Like I love the game. And I always have since I can remember. Like not just I like playing and I was good at it and I enjoyed it. Like I love basketball. Yeah. Like it's a person. You know, I slept with my basketball. I can feel the little dots on the basketball. People don't even know exist on the ball. Like I know how those feel in my hand. I can feel in my hand right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know where and how this came from. Maybe my sister, maybe, whatever. But basketball has just been like my cousin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I love basketball. If basketball died today, I would cry. Type stuff, But yeah, it just was that. I'm a competitor. Yeah. Like I said, I grew up. My sister 6'1" right now. So when she was a senior in high school, I was a freshman in 8th grade. Mm-hmm. I'm like 5'9". She's been bigger than me my whole life until I was until I was a senior in high school. My sister was bigger than me. Like I was 6'3" as a senior, so she was 6'1". She already played college ball, so. That was my competition growing up, all the way until I went to college, until I moved. I moved to DC, but I was already had been beat up and back down and elbowed and all that, all that other stuff. So that was nothing. But yeah, I think that's what my competitive nature. And where we from? Where we from is throw back and run. Yeah. People don't know what throw back and run is. Mm-hmm. You literally, somebody throws the ball back, and it's one person against whoever is on the field. Hey. Everybody else. It could be 20, it could be 30, it could be 10. Survive. You're trying to score a touchdown on every single person that came out here to play football today. That's how we warmed up for whatever team football we was going to play. So when you come up in that, what's one person? I got to beat one person? Yeah. It's basketball, you can't foul me? So... That is what it is, man. And that's just part of the game. But yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, so that's just taking it back. But and when it's all said and done, man, what do you think you took from the game?
From the game of just sports in general.
Just sports. Let's just say sports.
I would say from sports, what I took is at the end of the day, everybody has an aspiration. So from the time you pick up a ball, your parent hands you a basketball or hands you a football or whatever sport it is, you have an aspiration. Yeah. So some kids grow up with hopes and wishes of playing high school ball. Yeah. Everybody don't get a chance to get on that varsity squad.
I'm glad you said that, bro.
Everybody don't have a chance to get on that varsity
I'm glad you said
squad.
that.
Some people only play JV. Some people don't even touch that.
Ever.
And they step into the real world at that moment, man. Yeah. At that moment. Yeah. So we've been privileged, honestly, to be able to be blessed with the skill and the athleticism to, play ball at the next level. And you played overseas. Yeah. So that's a blessing in itself. But a lot of people have been inputted into the real world from middle school and high school and then on to college, where they have truly focused on what they want to do in life. And I would say, the thing that basketball or football or all sports have propelled me to do is just get ready for get ready for the real world in a sense, because it's an expiration date to all of it, man. Even you look at Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, and he's on the wall right here.
R.I.P. Kobe, yes sir.
And what Kobe did is he took that moment mentality to his life. Mm-hmm. He's going to dominate on the court. And at the end of the day, he's going to take the same thing that drove him to be the best basketball player or the best athlete of all time to be the best father, the best producer, the best whatever. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I'm going to apply myself 100% and sacrifice what needs to be sacrificed to dominate. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you want to be an alpha, you got to be an alpha. Yeah. You can't be
or Omega.
or Omega. For real. At the end of the day, you got to do that. Yeah. Bosses are going to be bosses, regardless of the line.
Like, ain't going to always rise, man. It's one of my favorite sayings.
I got teammates that, my captains and everything, like you got captains that were captains when they were playing football, and captains are captains in life. And that's one of the people that we played ball with. You can speak to this as well. Like guys that you play ball with that you would look at them and say, he got some growing up to do.
I don't think there's some dudes say he ain't gonna make it.
He got some growing up to do. I ain't want to say he ain't gonna make it because I got a little hope for everybody. Yeah. He got some growing up to do. Some people's timelines are different, man. Definitely. And you got some folks that are like, man, he got a good head on his shoulders. I got people on my team I played ball with that they made an NFL caliber. Negative. Never. Ever.
Yeah.
Would have never made the NFL. Mm-hmm. But they got a full scholarship. Mm-hmm. They got a degree. They now working they're making six figures. Mid six figures, 500K. You get what I'm saying? Making good money.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And they're just great individuals and great leaders at the end of the day. And we don't put yourself in a small bubble where you think, oh, I'm gonna get to the NFL, I'm gonna get to the NBA, or I'm gonna get to here. It's so many different avenues in the world. And not saying everybody needs to work and be blue collar, but at the end of the day, it's a mentality thing.
Yeah.
What's in your mind is how you prevail in life, man. So if you want to be successful, it starts in your head.
Sure.
And you got to just speak that into yourself. And if you can't tell yourself that you're going to be great, then if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect anybody else to?
Nah, you're 100% correct, man. And that's one of the bigger things that, I definitely want to talk to you about, but I try to talk to people about is you get so caught up in the dream that the dream becomes the dream.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? The dream becomes the dream.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can make it to the NBA. And trust me, I'm one of the guys that when they used to tell us at camp, only 1% of the guys make it to the NBA. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm the 1%.
That 1%. Everybody thinking that. I'm that 1%.
Somebody got it. It's 1% of somebody. Mm-hmm. So that means somebody in this room is going.
Right.
That should be me.
That guy, right?
I'm that guy. That's how I felt. That's how I worked. That's how I progressed. But one of the key things that people always said to me growing up is, "What's your backup plan?"
Yeah.
I mean, constantly. My mom, her friends, mentors, people I came across. What's your backup plan? What's your backup plan? And it used to be funny. I'm going to the league in the backup plan. With the confidence.
Nah, that's
like you say. It's just about having a backup plan. And once you, I tell them this, man. You got to put a destination in your navigation. Mm-hmm. One of the best things I heard as an adult. Put a destination in your navigation. What that does is that helps you make decisions. When you can make decisions according to where your destination is, so that's like you make a right turn because you got to make a left later on. You got to make another right to get to the house. But if you make a left, you're not going to get to the house. The house is to the right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to put a destination. But if you don't even have a destination, you just go on with whatever decision you feel like that day. And you're going to feel good. You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel all these different feelings day to day. If you're determining your decision making according to how you feel that day, you can be all over the place, man. You can be all over the place.
That's real, man. Destination.
Destination in your navigation.
You got to have a destination in your navigation, man. But because at the end of the day, if you don't have that destination, I mean, you lost, man. You
lost.
A man without a dream is far from a man at the end of the day, man. You got to be able to look and see what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you ain't looking and seeing, you should have it in the back of your head and knowing exactly what you want to do, man.
Because that's what helps you make your decisions.
Yeah, and if you don't, you need to pray on it, sleep on it, seek therapy, do something, because you got a deep dive, man. Because the hardest thing about being an athlete full time and even being in sports, even a collegiate athlete, is going from that and then going into the real world. That's probably was the hardest,
toughest thing in the world, man.
Of the real world. And for me, I know I wish I would have took more advantage of, doing all the things in which I should have done as far as with the externships and everything and sense like that. And from my junior year to my senior year to prepare myself, I was a criminal justice major, man.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to be a parole officer for what? The summer or something like that? What am I going to do? I mean, it wasn't much I could have did in that moment. So, it's all about networking, man. And I think it would have been more specific as far as like even in school, like being direction or even course in what do you want to do in life?
Yeah.
Or what do you want your
and
major?
this college you're talking about, right?
Yeah. And like, what do you, even though you're majoring in criminal justice, what do you want to do with criminal justice? I don't think we have those. I don't think coaches and
not enough conversations.
Advisors to have those conversations.
Not enough.
With the students is, what do you really want to do?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people got business degrees. What do you want to do with business degrees? Like all those different degrees, but what do you truly want to do?
What do you want to? What's your passion? Like what makes you happy?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing I learned: whatever you want to do, somebody's getting paid a lot of money to do it. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is. If it's flip cup, if it's they got beer pong on ESPN. Yeah. Like if that's what you do, go do it. If you like skateboarding, you can skateboard for a living. Right. So but we don't know. We don't have those kind of conversations. Yeah. And like I said, as your coaches, as your mentors, as the people around you, it's our job to expose you. Like exposure is everything to me. Exposure is everything in the world. If you don't know it exists, you can't reach for it. It's impossible. I don't even know it's there to reach for.
That's right.
Like if I'm in a dark room and you turn out the lights and close the door and say, whatever you find is yours. If you tell me it's $1 million in there, I'm gonna reach it a little differently.
Right.
If you find $1 million, stack $1 million, I'm gonna reach differently. But if I don't know, if it's just my regular room that I walk into every day, I'm gonna reach about the TV, the couch, the dresser, So I think exposure, man. If you get exposed to things, if you meet different people, you go different places, and that's a whole other deep dive for another day. How I feel about exposure to our youth and the proximity of school, grocery store, elementary school, middle school, high school, grocery store, all within a 10-mile radius. If that, you're not exposed to other things, so you can't reach for other things. That's a whole deep dive, another conversation. I don't know if we're going there today.
We ain't got to go there, but what I will say about exposure is it changed my life. Mm-hmm. Because
how so?
My parents, we didn't travel a lot growing up. Man, we from Virginia. We went to Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
We went to Keith's we went to Nag's Head. We went to the local areas, but we didn't really travel.
Nag's Head is a stretch, too. That's far.
Like we did go to California when I had family out there, but playing college football gave me a chance to experience life in a different dynamic. Man. Yeah. And traveling as a freshman all the way through my last year, going from California to Texas to Florida, all the way up to Connecticut, Maine, Northeast, West, Midwest. I've been pretty much everywhere that a player can go just playing football. And one of the things I used to always tell my god brothers and the younger folks that when I was coaching football is don't count college out. At least experience it.
Oh, yeah.
At least experience. Like, do a semester.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Mm-hmm. Like, you may say, college ain't for me, but college may not be for you, but you may want to stick around in college just because you like that girl right now.
And that's where I was going to go next.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to stick around for this 4-year degree because she cute. You know what I'm saying? She may be the one that's going to drive you to get that 4-year degree. Yeah. Get that master's degree. Yeah. So something's going to drive you.
A lot of my motivation to stay in college was females. I ain't going to lie to you.
Motivation that something's going to put that battery in your back. Yeah. It don't matter what it is as long as you got that battery in your back. Yeah. At the end of the day, man. So I would say that, and that's why I say, like, I always say, I'm not headstrong for school first, but I would say you should at least experience it, man. Yeah. And especially at the collegiate level, everybody should at least experience, whether it's a junior college, community college, or local college. You should be able to experience that college atmosphere and get that feeling and understand, like, this is what Ireland looks like. This is not high school, middle school, all the other stuff in which I was forced to digest.
Remember me, remember me, remember me. I did everything the beach way. Hear the ocean call my name when you listen to the